Hello, this is Rocky Grandstrand, and this is my presentation. So here's the photo I chose to represent the photo of poor urban African American children playing alongside the Ohio River. Visual images are used daily in the media. It's important to recognize the ethical boundaries and issues that may occur when choosing which images to use. Several ethical images exist. One of the biggest ones that have socially impacting issues is the visual stereotypes. Media frequently uses images that stereotype age, gender, race, ethnicities, education levels, culture, money, status, religion, and disabilities. And that's just a few, but they are the most common in visual media. This becomes an ethical issue, and you have to ask these questions. Are we perpetuating social stereotypes and ideas? Are we teaching kids how to perceive the world and social status and concepts? Frequently, media uses images to make social images and media cross an ethical line. When using images in the media, they should be used to present truth and not used to persuade. So this picture would, to me, is a little over dramatic. We're talking about Ohio. This would be more seen in maybe a third world country. So using a picture to guilt people into helping is not the way to go. The poster states, "Let's clean them up." Questions ask, who is them? Why aren't we helping everyone? Why are we just helping them? Them can be a negative thing if people look at it and think you're just grouping one race into a category and referring to them as them. The poster has several overlaid images in the corner of a few celebrities, which gives the impression of celebrity endorsements. Are there celebrity endorsements? If not, then they shouldn't be on the poster at all. That goes back to trying to persuade somebody to do something in a negative way. I mean, if there are celebrity endorsements, then by all means use it and use that to your advantage. But if there's not, we shouldn't be lying to the public. There are no sources acknowledged anywhere on the poster. Copy and pasting is not recommended when using information that comes from a source. It's a good idea to remember that images are property and creations of other people. It is respectful to acknowledge them and use the images properly and ethically. Using an image you find on the internet may not be wise, as they can be considered intellectual property of a person who created it. It's always good practice to acknowledge the source of the images you use. So we need to make sure we are creating our own images or citing our images. We do not need to plagiarize anything. The poster has been digitally altered to make the African American children appear thinner, darker, and dirtier. Again, that goes back to guilting and persuading people to do something in a negative way. We shouldn't be trying to convince people that the kids in Ohio are starved and unbathed children that need the Ohio River cleaned up. Also, digital alteration enhancement is commonly ignored as an ethical issue in visual communication. Even if we educate children, will they be able to determine and take the time to analyze these images to decide what part of the image is true and what part has been enhanced? The social impacts may perpetuate negative social ideas. It is important to recognize the social effects of the images we change and consider the ethical impact. Last artist Robin Landa says, when designing for screen, one must consider all the formal elements and apply all principles of composition. Each frame must be considered, as well as considering how each frame flows into the next frame and the overall impact of the total frames. As a group, equally, each web page must consider as well as considering how each page flows into or scrolls to the next. The overall impact of the entire thing. When considering the overall screen-based piece, the following are critical to create an impact.